It makes you think, like, what would the feeling be like for the people that are at the highest level of the sport when they win? Of any sport. Of any sport.
That's why MMA is so intense.
Yeah, but especially MMA.
Then you're beating the shit out of each other.
Especially
so it's not
MMA.
Just you catch them in a submission, and injury is an option that's there. Compared to the point of a fight is to cause damage, and then you hope you can do it in the most brutal way possible. So you get the oh shit moment, and then people want to tune in and watch even more.
Perfect example. Justin Gaethje on the weekend.
The BMF title.
Justin Gaethje on the weekend, bro. I honestly, I had a really fucking good day, like picking the fights.
I feel a lot of people
The only person that fucked my multi was because, and I'm gonna sound like the most casual MMA fan right now.
Oh, yes. Give us the casual
The only thing that really fucked my multi was, for some reason, I was like, Tony Ferguson's got one more in it.
Oh, you went the roughy with... He
was paying $5.
Yeah.
He was paying $5.
I felt bad for him with those odds.
He was paying $5. I had just had a real casual moment, and I was like,
the heart.
I'm gonna definitely have to put money on Tony.
Not the best gamble.
So that nailed my multi heaps.
But he was hitting him with some strong shots. He hurt him in the first round, right?
Oh, he's not good anymore, Tom. Tom, don't.
Here's what was hard. Here's what was hard with Ferguson, right? Everything that he was so tricky and slick with, he's
too old.
He's a step behind.
Yeah, he's too slow.
And so he was getting hit with everything where he used to slip and trick.
Yeah.
And he used to slide off. Now he's running into shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, you're that half a second too slow.
Yeah.
And it's just, well, of course, he went on a 12-fight win
streak.
And
also, I feel like because he's slowed down, and I'm not shitting on Tony Ferguson at all. I just said, if I see if in the next fight, if I see Tony Ferguson paying $7, I'm putting fucking $200 on him.
Yeah, big fan.
Because
big fan.
I love him.
Oh, you'd love him.
But exactly like you said, and now because he slowed down, his angles and his awkward movement doesn't work.
No, that's
because he just gets stuck. Like, he'll go to do something, they will return, and he'll get stuck in the mud. Like, he'll just get stuck in the mud.
That's what it was.
He would. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean.
He used to be so confident with stepping in and committing that then he commits and he gets hit and he gets triggered maybe by their feint.
Yeah,
and then he doesn't throw, and it used to work for him because he never used to be faint on the trigger, and now he kind of enters the range and doesn't commit, and then he gets hit, and then he's getting hit bad, and then he's not getting out well enough, and then it's just snowball effect down, and then he ends up getting choked by a man who hadn't had a choke in 10 years by the head and arm.
And it had to be fucking Bobby Green out of all these people. I hate Bobby Green.
Do you?
I hate him. I can't stand the cunt.
He's such a character.
Oh yeah, he's a dickhead. He's a dickhead, man.
Is he in the Kevin Lee category? For
don't even fucking get me started on Kevin Lee.
He was the one and done. He got thrown to the wolves, and that was.
Insane.
He retired. Yeah.
He wouldn't. Did he?
Yeah, he retired.
He did.
He said after that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
He said after that he came back and kind of one last run and got caught at the first.
When Kevin Lee first started,
he's a beast, mate.
He was
that knockout of Gregor Gillespie was
his attitude though. He wasn't a dickhead. He just
it was as he built.
He just flipped into like this person who was really entitled.
We saw it was around the Conor blow up, right? And then he was
but he did it wrong.
Well, he may have done it wrong. He's thinking Conor took his style.
Did you see him? Oh fucking bro! Oh my god!
What do you mean?
And do you know what? He didn't do that well against Diego Sanchez.
No, he was struggling against Diego. Nah. But we can then roll it up. So there was the BMF title. That was amazing.
That whole card, bro.
What was the Pereira versus Yarn? That was a bit of a tactical
Pereira,
battle.
I put money on him because I was like, I don't see how Yarn can beat him.
I thought he'd get chewing up by leg kicks, but it was like who was going to take the leg kicks better?
What fucked Izzy up mostly, in my opinion, was the fact I'm sure he's a lot stronger than. Obviously, he's very powerful, but I think Pereira has a lot more brute strength, so it was harder to keep him down and manhandle him. And I think, I don't know, Pereira's gas tank looked excellent, and they were at high as fuck altitude.
They were at high altitude. Obviously, the weight cut, not having to do the extra 20 pounds.
He looked
to get
excellent.
Down there. They said they showed pictures. He just wasn't nearly like super shredded, but he was still thick.
But the people who said that, there's a lot of people that are outraged with that decision.
Yeah, you can't be outraged. It was all because Jan said, "Oh, it was a robbery." It was like, absolutely not.
No, it wasn't.
Definitely
Not
was
at all.
Nah, definitely was not.
Even in the first round, when he took him down, he didn't do any damage.
anything, yeah.
And then Pereira got up. How do you score that round?
I think I gave the first one to
4
Pereira.
minutes. 4 minutes control time. I think it was
because it was against the cage
But
for a lot, and then took him down.
Pereira
He didn't do anything.
got up and beat the fuck out of
Beat
him.
him up for a little bit.
So what? How do you score that?
Supposed to cause damage to be the most significant
But
thing.
judges won't score it like that.
Not if you get 4 minutes of
No, not at all.
control time. But then I thought Pereira won over the three.
No.
But then the first fight, what about Chiesa getting Dars choked by Kevin Holland?
I put Kevin Holland as well because Kevin Holland was paying heaps, and I put him first round stoppage.
Did you?
See, my
Nice.
multi got fucked really good.
Wait, you put that in your multi?
Yeah, bro.
You put those in your multi. You do those nuts one where you actually pick the
I
round
always
and the
every
finish
UFC I'll put 2 ridiculous ones.
Okay.
Like smaller bets, but they can get you fucking good.
course.
Because one day I'm gonna hit one.
Yeah.
There's gonna be one day.
My brother the other week put a 50-cent bonus bet on a 13 card UFC. Picked all the favorites. The Holly Holm one. Got to the Holly Holm and she got choked. We were 12 legs in. You couldn't. It was like $400 off a 50-cent bet.
No way.
And Holly Holm got choked. We're texting back and forth, going, we're seeing the tick, 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 and I'm like, are you serious? He goes, that's the one I just picked all the favorites.
Oh, that's
And
fucked,
Holly
bro.
Holm let us down in the final. Ropeable, mate. That's ropeable game.
Fuck. Wait, dude, same thing happened to me. What happened to Declan? When Tony Ferguson versus Oliveira.
Yeah, the first round
I had
submission, yeah.
Oliveira by first round submission.
Yeah.
And I can't remember where I was, but I put $100 on Charles Oliveira by submission first round. It would have been like a fair bit of money.
Yeah.
And-
Even in the first round, you think it'd be like minimum 4 or 5 to 1.
And no, it was more than that.
More than that?
Because
Eight to one?
I put submission round 1.
Yeah.
So it was like $8 or $11.
I would have said 8.
So I would have won a fair bit.
Yeah.
But so I've like celebrated when he got Tony in that armbar.
it was right at the end.
I was
So
like, oh
you
my
just
God,
let it
it's
go.
over. It's over.
Yeah.
And then I remember like I was so stoked. And then like 20 seconds later, I look over and I'm like, why are they in their corners?
Why on the stools?
Like, why are they?
You and Mooney were the same. You both had the same story. The round ended and they've gotten up and he's gone off to buy rounds for like
Declan
rounds
went
for
to the
everyone.
toilet or went to go buy rounds or something.
Yeah.
And apparently he was like, he's come back and round 2 started.
Yeah, he's like, no, this cannot be happening. Yeah, gambling on fights is the worst.
It's so
like
heartbreaking.
You think you're the most educated on it, you can figure it out, but then it always throws a spanner in the works.
No way. I did win a very good chunk of money on... Who did Garn knock out before he got to Ngannou?
Before he got to Ngannou, Tuivasa. He knocked out Tuivasa in Paris, in El Padilla, when they were singing. They were singing some kind of anthem at him. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't remember which fight. It was a brilliant knockout too. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if it was light heavyweight or heavyweight.
When he'd come up, he was like submitting people. I remember he heel hooked Deontay Mays.
I'm thinking of light heavyweight. I won like a really good chunk.
Can't be at light.
No, it wasn't. No. That's why I'm switching up in my head of which fight it was now because I can't remember. I just remember it was a brilliant knockout.
Yeah.
And it was like second round.
That's what I usually like to go when you can win some money. For some reason, you get the feeling of it's going to be a second round KO.
And it depends
like
if you're like watching someone's lead up to the fight and you're paying a lot of attention to the sport.
You think you can predict it.
You can, but you can kind of see when someone's heaps confident and they're like really. Like through the fight where it doesn't show everything, but if you really intently follow the sport, you know this person's coach just passed away or this person, you know what I mean? And all these things, all these little life things that happen, like it's a benefit to know when you're gambling on it.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
in all saying, I'm just going for Hail Marys. I do not care about any of that.
You gotta love a good Hail Mary, man. You try and think you have the most educated guess on it, and it just never plays out.
I'm not fucking with any of that.
Oh, nah. I always try and think, like, at the moment we got one with the work guys, and so I put multis on, but a little bit try and be a little bit smarter instead of the old 8-leg multi.
Yeah.
You'll do like a 4-leg multi with
I'll
some of
give
the
you-
favourites and be
I'll
like,
give you a
this
multi.
might work out better. And like,
Let's do a multi right now.
What, on the UFC this weekend?
Yeah.
You know
Let's
who's
do
on,
one.
You know who's on this weekend?
Who?
You got Rob Font versus Corey Sandhagen's the main event.
Yes, I was gonna. One of my mates just messaged me, and he was saying he sends us his multi. We all send each other our multis of the week if there's a UFC on.
Yeah.
And he messaged me with thoughts, and I think he had Sandhagen knockout rounds 2, 3, or 4.
See, I thought Sandhagen by knockout just by the, Font being primarily a boxer. And then Sandhagen just having so many more variety of weapons. Like, he's got knockouts with flying knees. He's got knockdowns with heel kicks.
The co-main event's Andrade.
Andrade versus, who she got? The other chick's the heavy favourite. Oh, Tatiana Suarez. The female Khabib.
Yeah, and he put Suarez in the multi.
Yeah, the issue is Suarez has been having all the injuries. The last 3 years, it's been neck injuries, the leg injury, like done her knees.
Which girl fighter just come back recently with
off a long injury? Yeah,
off a long injury, and she's like 16-0. No, not 16. She's like an undefeated fighter.
And she just come back.
Was it Suarez?
Well, yeah, Suarez, because she's only had one fight, and this is her second fight back after all those massive
And
injuries.
she
And she
got
fought
an O?
up in weight.
She have an O? Is she
undefeated?
undefeated?
Yeah, undefeated. Yeah.
How many? 8 or?
I think she's like 9 or 10 now, something
9
like
or 10?
Yeah, 9 or 10 and 0.
And
But she was like an Olympic level wrestler.
Women's MMA seems like it's really died off in the pay-per-view kind of scene at the moment.
Well, because Rose Namajunas, they tried to build up to be a big star. She had a good personality that people love.
They've been unlucky.
They've been chopping and changing, much like light heavyweight now that Jones has gone
They're fighting for
They're
King.
gone now, and then one wins the title, gets injured, gets rid of it. They've done that twice now. Jamal Hill vacated the belt because he got injured.
I really hope light heavyweight gets back to where it used to be.
Yeah, because the Jones before the Jones.
That's
era,
what I'm saying though.
Decimated
but
it.
if say Izzy's eventually going up to light heavyweight, eventually.
Maybe.
He is.
Maybe he doesn't have to.
No, he's going up there. He's got to fight. There's no fucking main card in Australia right now because there's no one for Izzy to fight.
Oh, well, they said it. They said it's all. Oh, it's signed. It's also
No, it's not.
it's not. It's definitely not.
They're saying that because they've charged people $400 fucking for the bleachers.
They sold. Yeah.
Yeah,
They sold.
ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous.
For people, if anyone's listening from outside Australia, they're absolutely gouging.
No, we always get
us.
fucked.
Yeah, we get
We
gouged
always get
over here.
fucked.
It puts me
time.
off every time.
Every fucking time we get fucked. The only time we didn't get fucked, actually, we got fucked with Volkanovski as well. Bro, do you know how hard it was to get tickets to Volkanovski?
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it
sell
was?
out that it's scalps.
No,
and then
because
it's
the
like
scalps
ridiculous.
fucking buy them. And then they resell them for $2,000 for the worst seats. But that card, guess how many? The back row was $115.
Yeah.
And that card was one of the best cards of the fucking year.
Yeah.
How can...
Oh, when I was saying how much cheaper it was. For
Yeah.
a card
Sorry,
stacked.
I just had a real moment
Because he was there. He was feeling it, guys. Compared to.
I wish everyone could have felt that though.
Yeah.
It was such a select few.
Oh, it's electric in those stadiums when magical
was
moments happen.
insane.
Oh, it's great.
I've never gonna peak that high again.
Well, as a man that's just come back from a massive stint in Japan, and then you had.
I've had a year.
Yeah, you've had a decent go of it.
I've had a good year.
Yeah.
I've had a good financial year.
See, there he goes.
Is that what they call it? A financial
A good
year?
financial year.
No, not financially.
Could be financially because you've spent so much money on all your trips, mate.
Yeah, no shit. I will never financially recover from Japan, bro. I said that to my missus as well. I was like,
those big ones international, they can really hit the hip pocket.
we are broke. No, it's not that.
Sorry, love.
It's always
We're going to be
sucks.
eating noodles when we get back,
It always
and not
sucks.
the good kind.
It always sucks when you come back from holiday. Of
course.
Because it's like, oh.
Come back to reality, mate. That's always the way. That was the other few from the weekend. The fight night coming up. There's a guy called Jake Hadley on the undercard. He's a Pommy fella, I think. Wicked submissions. Heaps good grappler, like fun grappler to watch in
On
MMA.
the early prelims?
Yeah,
or-
early prelims. I think he's the second
People
or
don't
third
watch
fight.
that.
Except for the absolute savages.
I'll watch
which,
it.
Unfortunately, it's us. We watch the early fight past prelims.
In all honesty, and I'm going to say this now, I've never been more out of touch with MMA in my life.
You were saying last time because this takes a lot of it. You got actual.
I don't have time.
Yeah,
I don't have time to because I used to, like we talked about heaps of times. Yeah. We'll watch as soon as it's over. You watch the breakdown post fights. At the moment, I don't have any time for it, but I really want to get back into it. I will still watch every card.
You just realize anything that you're into enough can be a sinkhole of your time. But
It
how do
is.
you look at your spent time? Do you feel you
is.
get something out of it? Because I'm the same, mate. After all the fights, I watch you're watching some shows, but then I have enough diverse interests that I can roll it over and be like, that got me super excited here.